Okay, down here I'm along the road, and I went with this no climb fence here deliberately because right here by the road I do not want the rabbits and the squirrels running through the fence and running out into the road and getting hit by cars and causing that kind of problem. So I went with a no climb fence up here. It's a more expensive, slightly better. This is the red brand, you can tell by the red wire. But one thing about this fence is I also took some damage. You can tell better looking down it this way. This tree limbs from this big tree here fell and broke off and landed, took the fence down. It actually crushed this fence all the way down to about here. And the thing is, it didn't break the fence wire. It literally ripped the staples right out of the wood. Yeah, this is cut. I cut that myself just now. But these are 1 3/4 Milwaukee barbed staples. And rather than breaking the wire, when the tree limb hit, it actually ripped the staples right out of that wood. So slightly different repair here, but still kind of the same technique. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this wire. And you know, I hate to cut the wire, but my only options really, I can pull all the staples out of all the posts all the way down there and put the fence stretcher on here and re-stretch it and then re-secure everything. But that's a lot of work, a lot of time, unimaginable. And of course, I have a staple gun, so I pretty much put staples in every wire on every post because I could, because I didn't have to drive them in by hand, and because the staple gun drives them in so fast it doesn't split the wood as bad as driving them in by hand. But anyhow, and I hate to cut this because it didn't break, but I'm gonna have to cut it. And that's the only way I'll be able to get these gripples on here. And these are what I'm using here. These are the Gripple Plus Medium. Right there's the part number of them, GPM-BB-INC. A bag of 20 of these for about $30 at your local places or Amazon or whatever. And then it comes with the little tool in the bag to release them. Typically you don't have to release them, so, but it's nice to know you can if you ever needed to. And then plus, you know, I'm gonna wrap this wire like I did on the other one on both sides of the gripple to keep it from slipping. And the other advantage to that is down the road, if this fence starts going slack on me, I can unwrap that wire again and then just grab the gripple tool down there and retighten the fence again with the gripples and then wrap the wire back. So that's another advantage to not cutting off that wire and just wrapping it around. It helps, keeps the gripples from slipping, even though I haven't seen that problem where I have used them. They haven't slipped on me, but you know, like anything, there's room for failure, and down the road I'll be able to tighten this fence if it ever does go slack on me. But so for now, I cut these two, but I'm waiting to cut this top one. I'm gonna get the gripple started on these two. Otherwise, I'm afraid when I cut this top one, it's gonna open up really wide and I won't have room to get my wire splice in there. So that's what I'm gonna do for right now. Big trucks. Dogs like chasing the trucks. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the gripples on and then I'll come back to the video and show you. So here I got this first one on. I got all my extra wire here. It'll give me room to grab with the gripple tool. I'm not worried about this here. I don't need to grab the gripple tool and pull it that way. I just need to pull from one side and this side. So extra wire there, and now this is how I get them through, because if you ever do this, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you'll go back to this part of the video and say, how did he get those pulled through there? But this is how. So I got this one side started, I brought my wire, I bent my wire, brought it up, bent it back, bent it again, and then I'll pull this up and get it pushed through that little hole down there. All right, so there I got that one pulled through. Extra wire sticking out the ends. I'll cut a little bit of that off. I got quite a bit more than I need, but better too much than too little, trust me on that. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this top wire. Boy, it kills me to cut this top wire, but here it goes. So there, now I cut the top wire. I'm just gonna put my gripples and another piece of this wire on that top one, and then I'm gonna start pulling it tight. Okay, so here, I got the gripple tool. And I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up. So you just slip the wire through there, push this tool all the way up tight, squeeze the handles in. You can see it clamps down on there, and we're just gonna pull it tight. And I'm going to work this a little bit at a time on both sides, all the way up and down. And I'll walk down there and shake on the fence a little bit to make sure things are busted loose, and get it stapled up. Well, it got dark on me, but there you go. We are fixed. And that took all that extra slack out of both sides of my fence. Everything's back to good and tight. If I had it to do over again, I would have moved this splice over to the side of the post. You can see it kind of got in my way of stapling, shooting staples back in there. My initial thinking was I'd put it behind this post and then that would kind of hide the splice, but it is what it is. It's done. It looks good, good enough. You know, I had a perfect fence at one time, but you know, things happen. Mother Nature.